Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, LPS continues to work to increase safety in schools, this time by adding another member to their threat assessment team.
Plus, some university enrollment numbers are seeing a decline, but trade schools are seeing a big jump. But first tonight.
Everyone loved him. They said he was a really fun person, really positive.
New details are emerging in the death of a Lincoln man out of Grand Island. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. Police in Grand Island released new details about a homicide we reported on yesterday.
A Lincoln native was found dead in a horse barn at Fauner Park in Grand Island. And Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter joins us now in the studio with more on what we learned today in our top story. Matthew?
Police in Grand Island are now telling us that a 16-year-old boy was also arrested in the homicide of Todd Shearer, who was found dead inside a barn with a gunshot wound. Officers were first called to Fauner Park around 10 a.m. yesterday.
Officials say through interviews they were led to the initial suspect, 20-year-old Logan Huntshorse of South Dakota, who was found sleeping in a nearby tack room at Fauner Park. GIPD says he admitted to shooting 62-year-old Todd Shearer and hitting him with a baseball bat. Investigators say they then learned that 16-year-old Austin Kelly of Grand Island was present during the attack as well, and say he helped Huntshorse in robbing Shearer. They say the robbery was planned before the shooting and that the two suspects stole the victim's wallet. Friends and colleagues of Shearer say he was a beloved trainer at the park, and they were shocked to hear about what happened.
Todd was at the barn all day. I could stop by midway through the day if I wanted to see a horse there too, whatever. Todd was always there. That's what he loved to do. That was his passion in life, was horses. He cared about people and he cared about horses, and it's just unmatched dedication.
Lynn McNally, CEO of the Nebraska Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association, said the horse racing community has been shaken up by Shearer's death on Thursday.
People across the country knew the victim. He had worked in several jurisdictions and everyone loved him. They said he was a really fun person, really positive, and they were absolutely beside themselves when they heard the news that he had died.
McNally said security and surveillance in the area had already been heightened because of the new casino being built there, but they'll likely be reviewing with the Racing and Gaming Commission to see if any recommendations are made. Fauner Park CEO Chris Katulak also put out a statement saying, quote, "It is horrifying news that Todd Shearer, who was such a popular person in our Nebraska thoroughbred industry, has been wickedly taken away from us. Many of us grew up with Todd, including myself, and he was typically associated with good times at the racetrack." Katulak says Todd's family is understandably devastated by what happened, and he expresses the park's sympathies to them during this time. The charges for Huntshorse include first-degree murder, use of a firearm to commit a felony, and robbery. Austin Kelly is also charged with robbery, accessory to first-degree murder, and accessory to use of a weapon to commit a felony.
Grand Island Police say the investigation is ongoing and are urging any additional witnesses to come forward. They say anyone with information can contact them at the number on your screen now. We'll keep you updated with any developments.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much for the update. Now to a crime alert here in Lincoln. A man is behind bars for several drug charges.
Jazeer Moore was taken into custody while officers were serving a warrant for a different person. LPD is still searching for that suspect. Inside the home in North Lincoln, they found nearly 850 grams of marijuana, several stolen handguns, and more than 70 rounds of ammunition.
A Lincoln man has been arrested for being a peeping Tom. Again, police say 64-year-old Joseph Reyna was looking through a woman's bedroom window last night near 66th and Logan. They say he's been arrested several times over the years for doing the same thing at many different locations. Authorities say one person is dead after a one-vehicle rollover crash on Highway 83 near McCook.
It happened yesterday morning. The person suffered serious injuries and later succumbed to them at the hospital. The crash remains under investigation, but the sheriff's office says icy roads were a contributing factor. The person has not yet been identified.
We are getting a new look at a fiery crash on I-80 this week. This is from the Ashland Fire Department. A semi and a vehicle were involved in a crash. Happened on Wednesday night. The semi then erupted in flames, as you can see there. The good news, there were no serious injuries. The Nebraska State Patrol's canines are now better equipped to protect themselves.
It's thanks to a donation from a nonprofit organization. The dogs have all received bullet and stab protective vests through the charity Vested Interest in Canines, Inc. The nonprofit has provided nearly 5,000 vests to canines in all 50 states and is always accepting donations to continue their work. Lincoln Public Schools is adding more resources to keep students safe in our schools.
An extra social worker joined the threat assessment team to provide resources for students and their families. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us now with more on that. Veronica.
The threat assessment team identifies potential threats and develops interventions to help students and to reduce the potential for violence. The group is made up of LPS staff, a therapist, law enforcement, and social workers. LPS says they decided to use their resources to add a new social worker to the team as they saw there was a growing need, especially after the effects of the pandemic. The new member helps monitor the longer-term risk behavior cases and provide families with follow-up resources.
We're the ones who have that mental health expertise and background, and we really are the only ones who have that coming into the school setting. We don't come from a teacher background, so we can really provide an additional lens that often maybe isn't considered.
LPS says they work with around 125 new cases every year in the school community, whether it is mental health situations, risky behavior, and more. And coming up at 6 o'clock, I will have more on other members of the threat assessment team and the importance it means for the community.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Veronica.
Hey, let's check in with Rusty on this Friday, which Fridays are always great days, but Rusty, some sunshine could have made it even better.
I know. I tried. I flipped the switch on and off a bunch of times, and the sun wouldn't come out, so I gave up. Yeah, a lot of clouds out there today. That will continue into at least the first half of the weekend. The good news is that I think by Sunday the sun will come back. Let's look outside and see if anybody has some sunshine out there. I don't think so. Here's what Beatrice looks like. Maybe a peak of some sunshine in some spots. Shones Roofing, South 6th Street and Perkins, showing a mixture of more clouds than sun, but it looks like a little sun trying to peek through. Being optimistic there. There's probably not a whole lot going on, but keeping an eye on things. Hopefully we'll see some sunshine the second half of the day. Right now temperatures are in the 30s. We should be in the lower 50s this time of year. So yeah, you're not alone when saying that it is a little chilly out there, and we're not alone anywhere in the state. Everybody is below average. The warm spot is McCook at 42 degrees, but everybody else is much cooler than that. A lot of cloud cover. There's that peak of sunshine just south and southeast of Grand Island, southwest of Lincoln. One little spot seeing some sunshine. I kind of envy that spot. Saturday, good chance for some light mixed precipitation, rain showers possibly mixing in with a couple of snowflakes. 41 degrees for a high on Saturday, but then the sun does come out, but it's a chilly sunshine with those temperatures hanging around 40 degrees. So the good news is we'll see some sunshine the second half of the weekend, and then warmer temperatures as we head through next week. We'll take a look at that in just a couple of minutes.
Sounds good, Rusty. Thank you very much. Now we turn to some education news. For decades, we've heard that going to college provides a better future.
But a shift downward in university enrollment numbers has more high school graduates saying no to four-year universities. Channel 8's Jatine Tinsley joins us now here in the studio with more. Jatine.
And that's right, Rod. Data from the National Student Clearinghouse says that across the U.S., college enrollment has dropped by 8% since 2019. A return to in-person learning after a brief hiatus due to COVID didn't make the numbers increase. In fact, at University of Nebraska's Lincoln campus, while multiple colleges have seen significant growth, overall there's been a decline of 2.6% since 2021. But it's not the same for trade schools, who have consistently seen a massive incline in enrollment over the last 3 years. Southeast Community College has seen a 10% increase in enrollment since COVID began.
It's a good testament to the value of the vocational skill set. You know, as things get more complicated and there are less people that can do those skills, the people that have that desire and ability are in a good spot. So our focus is to train these students in having a marketable skill set, and if they have a desire to work in a skill, the jobs are abundant, right?
The Associate Dean says the school focuses on giving students a marketable skill set, and if they are willing to work, the jobs are abundant. And I talked to a few students who told me why they chose vocational schools over the traditional four-year university. We'll be back with that at 6.
All right, Jatine, thank you very much.
A Malcolm man has left a legacy impacting over 70 lives in 9 different states. It was through organ and tissue donation, being named a donor hero by Live On Nebraska.
Burl Finke died suddenly in 2020. 3 people received life-saving transplants from his organs, and his donations also helped more than 60 spinal and orthopedic surgeries. His wife Kathy shares his story and says he would be extremely proud that his wishes were honored.
It's just because maybe down the road someone else in my family will need that, and so to know that we kind of helped maybe with that process, it gives you a feeling that you can make a difference.
Kathy isn't the only person continuing Burl's legacy. She says her daughter reached out to the families who received transplants with hopes to meet and share their stories as well. The Lancaster County Republican Party is holding a city election candidate forum tonight. It's at the old Pavilion in Antelope Park.
The event includes a mayoral forum at 6:45 p.m., followed by a city candidate forum at 8 o'clock. This is an opportunity for community members to learn about the future of the city from the Republican candidates, including City Council, Airport Authority, and school board candidates. Still to come on the news tonight, the president is touting that the U.S. economy added over 300,000 jobs in February.
More details on that and your full forecast with Rusty after the break.
President Biden is praising Americans for getting back into the workforce.
He's touting that the U.S. economy added more than 310,000 jobs in February, which he says signals a healthy and resilient job market.
We've created more jobs in 2 years than any administration has created in the first 4 years. Jobs are available. People are working again. They're becoming more optimistic about their future.
Now, the unemployment rate did go up a little bit to 3.6%. Now all eyes are on Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who told Congress this week his agency will likely hike interest rates again if signs continue to point to a strong job market and persistently high inflation.
Workers are getting hammered right now by inflation, and especially things like rent. You know, there's groceries and there's gas.
In the past 2 years, my rent has gone up almost $400, so that's a lot.
And despite the U.S. economy continuing to outperform expectations, some economists are still expecting a recession, saying there's no way the Fed can raise rates this quickly without one.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
These first several days of March have felt a little gray, a little winterish out there, and we're getting closer and closer to the end of winter, but boy, it's hanging on. These temperatures we've been seeing over the last several days are more like February temperatures than March temperatures. We'll get there. It'll eventually all even out. Mostly cloudy skies out there right now with Southeast Community College at 84th and O Street. Mostly cloudy and cool, 35 degrees in Lincoln and Friend, 36 in Beatrice, 33 in Wahoo. Just about everybody is at or above the freezing mark. A couple of freezing marks out there. Central City, York, and Aurora all at 32 degrees. And there's moisture headed our way, just not right now, likely overnight. And I'll show you that here in a second. But the wind speed is out of the east at 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 miles per hour. So anybody that sees those 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts, a little bite to the air. One little area of sun. That's it right there. Looks like Fillmore, maybe Saline County, seeing a little bit of sunshine just southwest of Crete. So if you live in Lincoln, look southwest. Just real quick, because that's about all the sunshine we're going to get for at least the next 24 to 36 hours. A lot of cloud cover out there, starting to see some returns on the radar in some spots out west. That's something we're going to keep an eye on. Also keeping an eye on this. This is a winter weather advisory from Cherry County all the way down to just north of Grand Island. This is from 3 a.m. Saturday until 11 a.m. for freezing drizzle, not for snow, but for the potential of some light mist freezing to the surfaces. The ground has been cold. It's been below freezing for several days, so any liquid moisture that hits the ground will likely freeze, and because of that, the ice accumulation potential is out there. It's not a lot, but untreated surfaces may just turn into an ice skating rink very quickly. 1/100th, 2/100th, that's it. So not a whole lot, but again, the potential is there. And Stormcast is kind of picking up on that, calling it maybe a better chance for some light snow. But again, I think this melts before it hits the ground, turns into a little bit of freezing drizzle, and then sticks to the ground like that. This becomes a mess. By Saturday morning, this is 1:30 a.m., that mixed precipitation, this is the brunt of it right here. This is all very light. That all comes our way, and I think by about between 6 and 8 a.m., a little light mixed precipitation, rain changing to a few snowflakes here, and then just snow to the north. That's 8 a.m. I think it lingers into about noon, and then everything tries to push off to the east. Notice the snowfall in parts of Iowa. They could see a few inches of snow there, but for us, I think it's a rain, maybe snow mix. Better chance for snow north, better chance for light rain south, and then eventually it tries to move out. This is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, still trying to linger onto those light rain showers, but notice the clearing on the other side. That all comes this way. It tries by Sunday. This is Saturday night, 10 p.m. Clouds still hanging on, but the clearing is coming our way. Hopefully. I really want to see the sun on Sunday, that's for sure. Temperatures tonight pretty close to that freezing mark. We'll say upper 20s and lower 30s. A southeast wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies for much of the night, and then that late mixed precipitation potential, 32 degrees. Highs tomorrow will struggle into the upper 30s and lower 40s. That's why I think we'll see more of the rain side of things than the snow side of things, but that chance further north for some snow, light snow at that. 41 degrees, that rain snow mix. Southeast wind not helping at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So you're asking, all right, where's spring? It's right here. Tuesday and Wednesday. Look at that, 65 degrees. We'll change the clock on Sunday, dry out, lots of sunshine Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Finally, we warm up on Wednesday, but then Mother Nature pulls the rug out from underneath of us and says, ha ha, fooled you guys, and here's your winter back again on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with those temperatures back into the 40s. So up and down we go, temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s for highs over the next 10 days.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expect this time of year. You just never know what you're going to get
Nothing
served.
surprises you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right. Thank you very much, Rusty. Well, daylight saving is in just 2 days. This Sunday, clocks will jump forward 1 hour, meaning we'll lose an hour of sleep.
So how much does it actually affect our sleep patterns? Well, one doctor says it can be especially difficult for some kids.
The best piece of advice I can give you is to just plan for the change. And that involves potentially, especially with kids, going to bed a little earlier, knowing that the next day or two may be challenging as you get on this new schedule. But if you start to make the change now, it'll be easier when you get to Monday and the kids have to get up and get ready for school.
And a couple of other tips from Dr. Robinson. Cut out screen time an hour before bed and adjust bedtime a couple of days before the time change. We're going to hear more from him coming up tonight on the news at 6.
Well, terrible end of the work week on Wall Street. The Dow falling 345 points. NASDAQ is also down 200. S&P losing 67 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source. Well, get ready, cookie lovers. Crumble Cookies is finally open in Lincoln. The location officially opened at 8 this morning near the LPS district office on O Street.
A long line of people were seen waiting for an unforgettable cookie experience, from classic flavors like chocolate chip to unique creations like raspberry cheesecake. Crumble Cookies, they say they have something for everyone. We were hoping to hear from somebody from Crumble Cookies, but that's okay. So we'll just sit here and think about cookies and how good they are now that we're hungry and it's dinner time for a lot of people.
And if you weren't able to make it this morning, they're open until 10 o'clock tonight, so you can go grab some cookies or bring us some.
We have a 10 o'clock show. Can they stay open until 10:35?
Maybe we ask them nicely.
They're like clear by, by the LPS district office, by Gateway Mall, so you're going to need almost till 11 to get over there.
All right, I'll wait till tomorrow. Fine. And it's going to be rainy. It's going to be rainy tomorrow. Jeez. I need to do something about this weather forecast, I think is what I'm trying to say.
I think he's getting depressed here.
A little bit. Yeah, the gray skies will do it. We'll do that to you. So we need some sunshine. So let's see if we have any in the forecast. Eventually, I think we will. We're going to see temperatures just on the cool side. Look at those flags blowing right at us. So that means the wind is out of the southeast, probably around 10 to 20 miles per hour, with plenty of cloud cover on our Aurora cam. That's the Penner Bathing Solutions camera in Aurora, with a lot of cloud cover, and that cloud cover is going to continue at least through the day tomorrow. So 35 in Lincoln, Beatrice, 33 Columbus, 32 in Aurora, York, and Norfolk, with that east-southeast wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So there's all the cloud cover, a peak of sunshine just southwest of Lincoln, probably moving over Beatrice and Fairbury and Crete right now. So enjoy that sunshine for about 10 minutes. That's about it. That's all you got. And then the next 3 days, 41, that rain-snow mix likely, especially the first half of the day on Saturday. Cold sunshine on Sunday. One more cold day on Monday. Those temperatures right around 40 degrees. I think after Monday of next week, we will start to rebound and see highs in the 50s and maybe even the 60s by Wednesday.
All right. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us.
World News Tonight is up next, and we'll see you right back here at 6 o'clock. Have a great night.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Need a better night's sleep? Come see us. At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, our custom-made mattresses are built to your needs, backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.